Welcome back, Vault Dwellers. Here we are again with another settlement tour. We are at the Red Rocket gas station. Oddly enough, this is a place I have never done before. I've used it several times as my go-to place just to store stuff, modify stuff, but I've never actually built anything here. And this was actually requested by a friend of mine, Brandon, who wanted to know what I'd done with the Red Rocket gas station. So I decided to give this one a shot. I didn't know what kind of direction to go to until I was watching TV and saw this show. It's a car show. I watch a lot of them. And they were talking about the Frank Lloyd Wright gas station. It was designed, excuse me, in the 1920s, but never built. This was supposed to be like the go-to destination on your travels. It's called the Copper gas station because the roof was actually made out of copper. It was a super high-end place, open 24 hours a day, which at the time was not a thing. So they had a bedroom inside this place for the attendant to stay, so that he was there 24/7, so that if anybody needed anything, there was somebody always there. I think it had a second story with observation rooms, so on and so forth, so that people stopping had something to do while their car was being filled or serviced, grab a bite to eat, so on and so forth. So again, I've never really done anything with this settlement before. Usually just a couple of junky fences and some guns to protect it. But I've never built anything because I could never figure out what to do with it until I watched that show. So here we go. Let's go on a little tour. So just from the outside, it just looks like a boring, plain kind of giant building. Added some greenery, a bunch of guns for defense, and our little Red Rocket world globe thingamajigger there, and some street lights lighting the way. Excuse me. So here we have our main entrance. Again, just some spotlights. For some reason with Bethesda's game, whenever I put these things in and leave the settlement and then come back, the spotlights are never ever working, so just ignore that. Now I'm going to put pictures of the actual Floyd Wright gas station as I'm doing this, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can get a good look at the inside of the museum, what the gas station looks like. It's actually really, really neat. It was designed in the 1920s, but it was never built until 2014, and it was built inside a museum. So just like this, it's a building inside a building, and that was my big inspiration for this. I thought it was really, really cool that they did that to honor this guy. He was a very famous architect and designer back then. So, I spent a lot of time cleaning up to get rid of every last bit of junk that I possibly could, and then I turned this basically into a museum. So I designed everything to kind of look like what you would expect to see in any kind of museum. Everything is more or less displayed and lit up. I could have built the entire building much taller so you could see the entire Red Rocket, but I figured, you know what, this is actually kind of neat. Helps also get a little more extra light in there and also showcases the rocket. That actually took a while to do because the glass panes just would not line up, you know, typical glitchy game. So we have some displays here and there. Again, I put little spotlights in front of everything to kind of showcase it. Turn this more or less into a car museum because, you know, car gas station, so on and so forth. Over here more displays, threw in some games. Token machine. I redid all the lighting so that everything is nice and lit up. Modifications. I didn't really use mods too much on this one other than taking away the building limit. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do about half of what I do. You'll also notice with a lot of my settlements I don't put a lot of clutter in them, like books, papers, this, that. I'm working with a PlayStation 4, and once you get a little bit past the settlement limitation size-wise, it starts to get kind of glitchy, and you'll see frame drops, and in some cases when you go too far, your game is just going to crash constantly. So I try to just put as much as I can in without going too crazy and cluttering everything up. So here's a look at the entrance/exit. We just have a couple of cars here pulling and get gas, and I put in some mannequins and dressed them up and stage them so it looks like, you know, just people stopping. Excuse me. So here we have some more museum pieces just showcasing pre-war cars. And again, more streetlights just to help with the ambiance and help light things up at night.
So damned
And then
hungry.
here in the gas station, the
Maybe I'll
garage
get another
itself,
drink.
we have another mannequin, somebody servicing the car. I also decided to keep all of the chem stations, weapon mod stations, so on and so forth in there. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just getting over a little bit of a throat cold here. Okay, so now let's go inside. A little gambling slot machine for anybody who wants to partake. Again, some more mannequins, all staged. Somebody knocked over their cup there. And I do have an actual couple of people, real people here, to help with things like that, and also, let's call them staff, if you will. Serving drinks, taking care of the garden so that there's food here for everybody. And
All the soda you can drink.
yes, all the soda you can drink. And then of course we have the bedroom. Again, I modeled this after that gas station which had its own bedroom in there, so that there was always somebody here for to service customers. So now if we go back here, this is where the power armor station is, cooking station. This is where all food is grown. I did move the Nuka-Cola machine and
This is delicious.
set up a couple more statues of those guys there. And then we have a separate apartment upstairs. This I just kind of did on a whim. Just felt like doing it. So in here we have general living quarters, couch, TV, stove, little makeshift kitchen and bed. And then of course, tiny little bathroom because you need that. And then, again, this is a place where, how the hell did that dog get on the roof? Anywho, this has always been a place where I just kind of left everything and put everything and did all my modifications to everything. And I went through and collected a whole bunch of different types of power armor and just threw them all up here for display, lit them all up. That's one of the things I usually do with this game, is I just go around and try to collect every single different type of power armor and do all different types of paint jobs on them. And I thought it looked kind of cool to have them up here on the roof, just kind of hanging out.
This is delicious.
And again, at night they're all lit up from the little spotlights that I put up there. And here's a better look at the sort of greenhouse effect you get with the red rocket. Put a couple little strobe lights on them to kind of make it really pop at night. Again, I would really like to know how the hell this dog got up here. Anyhow, so this is basically the tour. This is what I did. It's not a whole heck of a lot. Just pretty basic, but again, this is my first time ever really doing the Red Rocket Station, and I'm actually quite pleased with it. I thought it was pretty neat, the way everything came out and the general inspiration for it. Something I've not really done before until just recently, with actually trying to make these places after real-life locations like I did on Spectacle Island. So again, this is the Frank Lloyd Wright Copper Gas Station tribute, if you will. I'll go up here on the roof and take a quick look at what the red rocket looks like. Again, just kind of sticks up, and it's kind of something that grabs your attention from the road, so that when you're driving by you'd want to go and stop. So let's see if we can give a little teaser of one of our next videos. Over there we have Sanctuary. I'm not going to show too much of it, and actually you can't really see any of what I did because the game's defaulting to what it would normally look like without my modifications. But a little hint here. We have a giant stone wall, and that's going to be in our next video. Excuse me. But for now, yes, that's it. This is the Red Rocket stop. This is my first ever attempt at doing something with this place, and Hope you enjoyed it, and Brandon, I hope you really liked that, and like the little shout out that I'm giving you. And we will see you next time. Leave any comments, questions, concerns, any requests. Again, as you can see, I will fill a request if I can. It might take a little while, but I will do what I can. Until next time, stay irradiated.